At the start of COVID, we were actually accepted into an accelerator program, an incubator program for startups, which started in April. So just at this time when we lost motivation, we lost inspiration, all of a sudden we had someone for the first time in a long time that we were accountable to, that we had to set goals, and someone mentoring us.
Yeah, and I think your approach is great. I like the as much as I like the vivaciousness of the red hair that obviously captured my attention to begin with. I also love that the hoodies and the beanies and stuff like that. So I popped that on the picture because I think that and being relatable and playful. That's one positive. Like I think there are so many negatives with social media, and definitely like the comparison vortex is hard even for adults to navigate. Like I find myself in that boat myself, going, oh, okay, hang on, why is this person's they're doing this and it seems to be going really well for them, I'm doing this stuff over here, nobody cares. And yeah, so I mean it's like that's the thing, like so the social media era, like we're still in such early phases to really know the long-term ramifications. But I think that TikTok, for example, and again, Gary Vee is probably the one, well, he's definitely the one who spurred me to actually get on there and do some stuff. One thing I do like there, I mean, it's got that competitiveness, yes, with the dancing and what have you, but I also think that lots of people are just doing really silly things, and it shows the world that you can be like that. Like when I grew up, my sisters and I thought that we were the only crazy family out there. We thought everyone else was really normal and just really sensible, and that we were just kind of wacky. And, because my dad was a bit more formal, and so he'd often kind of find us doing something bizarre. Like we'd like to just get dressed up in strange outfits and stand on the side of the road just because we thought it would be funny for people driving past. We live on a highway, so we thought like some truck driver would be driving along and, you're wearing like the washing up glove on your head or something. And but Dad would find us like cooking up these schemes and just give us this weird look like, what are you guys doing? But no, I think it's good.
Yeah, fun. One of our highest values is we have fun and laugh every day. So I think that's important.
Yeah. So talk to me about like what happened when COVID unfolded, because lots of the schools shifted to online. It's still a thing. I mean, you guys have been back in lockdown and out of lockdown, in lockdown, in Victoria. So what happened then?
When COVID first hit, honestly, for about a week that it first hit back in the end of March, we were completely devastated. We were drinking a lot of wine out of the balcony, just crying a lot of afternoons, because we honestly thought that it was the end of the business. And just as we were starting to get a lot of momentum at the end of 2019, which was the end of our first year, in March we just had call after call, cancellation, not even postponing, cancelling. And it was really challenging for us, and like a lot of people, just the uncertainty of what was going to happen. And coincidentally, which I say that because we don't believe in coincidences, but at the start of COVID, we were actually accepted into an accelerator program, an incubator program for startups, which started in April. So just at this time when we lost motivation, we lost inspiration, all of a sudden we had someone for the first time in a long time that we were accountable to, that we had to set goals, and someone mentoring us. And so while we were crying over that, we ended up, we've always had an online component, but we ended up coming up with a new program, which we call Project Me.
So Project Me is our 4-week online mental health and wellbeing course for teenage girls. We'd always offered online courses to the public, but this course we offered directly to schools and councils at like a wholesale rate, because we just thought, how can we help right now when it's needed the most. So that went bananas. Since we launched that in May, we have over 5,000 girls currently registered on it, which just shows the immense need for this support, especially while our girls were remote learning. So although it was quite devastating for us because, you know, we work on connection and we miss that face-to-face, it really did, you know, put a bit of a firecracker up our bums to get acting. And we knew that we were more needed than ever, and we were quite planned with the online course, so we were able to quickly implement that and give support where needed. But now we're kind of getting back to, we're delivering a lot of workshops online, virtual workshops. It's allowed us to cross borders. We've just did our first workshop in Canberra. We're working with schools up in Townsville and Tasmania. So, I mean, it's really allowed us to break down some of those mental barriers to then, you know, cross the physical barriers of just working outside of us. But I think, you know, it's really the mourning that we had of loss of what the potential of the year could have been, and we are still struggling with that. And I think a lot of people that we speak to are finding it hard to pinpoint what exactly it is, especially for us Melburnians and Victorians. And I think it's just the mourning of what this year was meant to be. You know, every new year is a fresh start, but 2020, everyone's like, wow, fresh decade. You know, for us, we were just gaining a lot of momentum, and it really, I don't want to say it stepped backwards, but it's definitely put a big pause. It's been hard to stay positive, but I feel like if we look back, there are a lot of positives that have come from COVID that maybe we wouldn't have experienced or opened ourselves up to for many years. We would have flown to Canberra, and although that would have been lovely to work face to face, we provided them with such value through a virtual workshop. So it has really opened our business delivery model up sooner than expected.
Yeah,
And
I mean, and that's going to allow you to go global at some stage, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing stopping people tuning into, and even just with your socials, like, people could be anywhere in the world tuning into the stuff that you're putting out there, or your team. You know, you got a little team cranking with you. How did it, I mean, I guess on that team topic, did you have to let some people go? Were you able to tap into Job Seeker? I mean, how did that kind of work?
Yeah, so we were fortunate enough to be on Job Keeper because that, like, where everything was just cancelled and they, like that really saved Kritz and I. We actually were then able to build our team of interns, so that there was actually with the creation of Project Me, there was actually enough to do to bring a team of interns together. And I think that one of the most beautiful things to come out of COVID was the Big Sister Experience brand really shining at a time that we were needed, in the sense of being authentic and vulnerable and real, and hopping on, and our team hopping on and saying, I'm having a really crappy day and it's okay to feel this way. I'm giving myself permission, and you need to give yourself permission. So I think during this time, although we couldn't be there face to face, the Big Sister Experience has played a vital role in, you know, supporting our team of interns and allowing them to have something to focus on and someone to ask after their well-being as well, but also being that presence for the girls and families and teachers that are part of our community, and just being really real and saying, hey, we're struggling, we're not motivated today, we're uninspired, we're missing our family. And Kritz and I pride ourselves on the fact that we are really real about that. We've been known to hop on Facebook Lives and have a cry, and, you know, we really try and practice what we preach in that regard.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, not necessarily crying, but it's nice that nice that you're willing to do it. And I even I was educated today. I was looking at your Insta Grizzle, and I saw, you know, the little thing there talking about the cycle of what happens when tears come through and the amygdala, and, you know, and it's releasing healing hormones and stuff like that. Whoever's handling your Instagram page, I was, impressed with that. It's all nicely colour schemed. I tried when I was putting together the thumbnail to keep with the colouring. I even noticed that your outfits were colour coordinated to things. I was like, okay, what am I going to do here? Try and somehow keep some of the pink around the place. Make sure people can hopefully still read the writing. The writing on there. Now let's talk about this team of interns, if you're willing to, because again, and hopefully you don't feel like this is prying too deeply into how you guys operate, but I think it's really important for people to think about all the different ways that they can get support. And I need to take this lesson on myself because I've been trying to do everything myself, and I was running 5 shows a week, all different, slightly different themes. And that was just madness. So then I've just cut it back to just filmmakers because, my core social enterprise itself, which I'll talk about a little bit later, is to do with the film industry, TV and entertainment, and then Changemakers, being, of course, focused on social enterprise and change. But, everybody who starts out struggles with money right now. It's harder than ever. So you've got looks on paper. It looks as though there's 6-7 people kind of helping you to make your make things flow. What does that look like in terms of, I guess, people interning and doing that simply for the experience? So like without pay versus people who are being paid. I'm just keen to understand that because that could be really helpful for other people.
Yeah, Kritz is looking at our intern manager.
Intern manager.
We're really proud of our intern program. So we have currently 5 interns, and we've just nearly finished the interview round to bring on another potentially 3 or 4 interns. We really look at the whole interning experience as to what can we help our interns develop, not only professional development, but more personal development, because that's where Kritz and I shine. Like we said, we're personal development junkies. So we often advertise through the university. So we go through Deakin and RMIT University here in Melbourne. However, we have 3 interns who are not affiliated at a university at all. They just loved what we were doing and wanted to get involved. We have 2 interns who finished weeks ago and who are still part of our team. And we really believe that's because of the culture we've created. We believe it's because we practice what we preach. We care about them and how they are and how they're doing primarily. And then it's, okay, this is what project we're focusing on this week, and this is, how we're doing it. So we're really proud of our team of 5 girls at the moment. It's growing. And we really have just a beautiful culture where we genuinely care about one another. We're genuinely checking in with them regularly and talking to them about what skills they want to develop. And we really have trust in the team. We don't micromanage. All of them are leading up. There's some jobs that they're doing that Kritz and I are reporting to them. There's other jobs where they're reporting to one another, or they might be, Kritz is heading up the social media team. So we're giving them experiences that each of them have said they have never experienced before in an internship. It's like they are a team. We call them team members because we don't call them interns because they are valued members of the Big Sister Experience team. And the intention was to start training some of them as facilitators. That couldn't happen when we stopped being in schools. But as soon as we can, we will start bringing them on in that capacity. And it's all about, I think the attitude shouldn't be, what can my interns do for me? It's how can we help these young women develop as individuals first and foremost, and then as young professionals. And I guess that carries right through the Big Sister Experience, what we're doing when we provide a service and what we're doing within our team as well.
I think that's one of the biggest advice we would give to another startup. Interns are just invaluable, and a lot of them pre-COVID, we had intentions of kind of training them up to then, as Bianca said, have them on as official part of our team, which we were hoping to grow this year. So that is the intention there. But also I think a lot of them have to do the hours for uni. So it's a win-win, and it's a great situation, especially for those startups, that you do need extra hands on deck to help you progress. But the financial to pay somebody as an employee is quite difficult at the start. So this is quite a great in between, and there's definitely those interns that we've discovered aren't a good fit, and there's definitely some that we're hanging on to them, and we definitely want them to be a big sister as well. So it's been the best thing that we've done, really.